Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Chanel's Reality. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out and chatting with me. If you have not, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel. It's an easy and free way to support my channel. I'm just trying to build my, Chanel's Reality um, community. And put my little glasses on because I'm old. I'm almost 50 years old, y'all. So listen, I wanted to come on here really quickly and talk about Dr. Heavenly. Child, listen. I cannot. Hey, listen, I've never liked Dr. Heavenly. Never really liked her at all. But I'm just trying to fix my little camera thing here. It's weird. Okay, I don't care. I never really liked her. I really, you know what? It's self-explanatory. If you've watched Married to Medicine from season 1, you get why someone would be like, yeah, Dr. Heavenly is treacherous. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on, but just watch this episode or two and you'll see she's treacherous. But I will say, as of late, she has been on Carlos King. Dr. Heavenly and Carlos King, I don't want to say they have a podcast, but they do like a dual recap of Married to Medicine. I feel like they do it every Monday or something like that. But watching her and Carlos King together, it's almost like magic. It's actually very funny. It's brutal because Heavenly doesn't have boundaries at all. So I don't know how the guy that she's married to, Dr. Damon, has lasted because he seems to have boundaries. He seems to understand you probably shouldn't say everything you think, and Dr. Heavenly just doesn't give a and also too, she has no reason to. She does not. There is no punishment. Nothing works with her. The ladies on Married to Medicine have said year after year, you're reckless on your YouTube, you're reckless with what you say to us, and none of it changes, even though she'll apologize. Listen, Dr. Heavenly and Ramona Singer are the apologizers of Bravo, because they apologize with the best of them and then literally 5 seconds later do some other savage-ish. So most recently, Dr. Heavenly, it seems like this whole entire season of Married to Medicine, she's really been coming for this lady. She's new. Her name is Sweet Tea. And she has been dating Dr. G, who's a psychiatrist, I believe. Or he may just be an LPC or something. I'm not sure, but I think he has PhD. So she's been dating this lady, Sweet Tea. I guess has been dating Dr. G for maybe 2 years or something like that. She, according to Sweet Tea, how she found him is she DM'd him and said something like, I can give you what you want, with like a baby emoji. And I just was like, are you serious? But listen, I guess these girls nowadays, they different. They different. It worked. So then fast forward to now, they got engaged and they're on the show. And they're on the show with Dr. G's ex-wife, Quad, who's been on the show since its inception. And I just thought, oh, that's so shady. But that being said, if you watch the season, you notice how disrespectful these people have been to this lady, Sweet Tea. And it's savage. She doesn't deserve what has happened from day one to her. And I feel like she's trying her best to just hang on, to like let these ladies know that she's not to be effed with. But the problem is it comes across as ghetto for her because she doesn't, I feel like they try to fight an intellectual fight with her. And that's not to say she's not intellectual, but I just think her maturity level isn't there, or she's not wise enough to realize you you don't fight this type of fight with just profanity. You have to use your intellect. You have to think about how this is going to impact this person so they can leave you the hell alone. Because them calling you a child and a little girl, it is dismissive and it's rude and it's a whole bunch of things. But I wouldn't let that bother me. And calling them old ladies, that doesn't matter to them. Because as far as they're concerned, you could be their child and whatever else. And so they don't have any respect for you. This lady, Sweet Tea, by the way. Just like they don't respect Toya. They're never going to respect her. She thinks she's in the in crowd, but she's not. In the in crowd, she's not. She's still an outsider. And she doesn't realize it. And the moment they got an opportunity to show her, Dr. Heavenly did. This last episode, she was like, and Toya and her husband, they didn't pay anything towards the... Savage. And that's what I'm saying. These people do not... I feel like Sweet Tea means less than 0% to them. Like, she matters 0%. It's almost like they brought her on so that they could have something to make fun of. That's the way it comes across from these doctors. Anyway, so the firestorm kind of starts, the most recent one, where I guess after they wrapped the reunion of Married to Medicine, Sweet Tea went online and said something to the effect of, I think she was on a live. I'm not sure if she said this on Twitter. I think she said it on Twitter, but she basically said Dr. Heavenly is not respected in the medical community. So it's like, shots fired. Because you know Dr. Heavenly, she doesn't have boundaries. She's very much like Sweet Tea. It's kind of crazy. It's ironic because you, Dr. Heavenly, act and respond just like Sweet Tea. And you constantly say she responds that way because she's a little girl. Because she's immature. You do the same exact thing. You have 0 boundaries. And at least she doesn't even know you as well. You've been with these women over here for 10 years. Savage behavior. Attacking them, their husband, everybody. Unchecked. And that's the worst part, because this lady continues to get a check from Bravo for being reckless with her words. She even said, I believe, last week or week before, whenever this actually happened, right after this happened, Dr. Heavenly, and she was doing a live with Carlos King, and I feel like one of the people, like, she got a super chat, I feel like, and it said something like, are you afraid of, losing your job, or something where Bravo's going to silence her, or something like that. And Dr. Heavenly was like, no, they love this. They love me. That's what she said. She said she even asked them, and they were like, you're good. So that's why I say, what reason does she have to stop? None. It's interesting to me. They iced out Quad, who they don't like for whatever reason. And I'm sure they probably have their reason. But it's interesting to me. So Quad gets iced out because she's not y'all's friend outside of the show. Because she don't call y'all when y'all not working. I don't call my coworkers after we go out. But I understand their argument. Their argument is they feel as though Quad, doesn't really care. And she's just like she's there for a check. Which I think Quad told them on some episodes. She's just there for a check. But so y'all can basically throw her off the survival of Married to Medicine Island because she ain't y'all friend outside of work. Make it make sense. Y'all adults. Y'all all have doctorate degrees or doctoral degrees or MDs. And y'all worried about if this single lady calls y'all and checks in on y'all after 5 o'clock when she go home from work? Like, I don't get it. I understand if you believe this person to actually be your friend. Yes, you absolutely need to, everything needs to be leveled. It shouldn't be leveraged. It shouldn't be uneven or lopsided. I get it. But y'all been saying since season 2, this lady doesn't respect y'all's time. She doesn't really care about y'all outside of the show. She's here for just the check. So explain to me why y'all still communicating with her. Y'all could have kicked Quad off the island 5-6 years ago, easily. But y'all chose not to. But now that you have the opportunity, let's kick her off the island for not being y'all's friend outside of work. But Heavenly can literally go on her social media week after week, year after year, and talk about everybody in the worst way. Any type of business they have, any type of shortcoming they have, Dr. Heavenly feels like it's fair game. She doesn't care if it was on the show or not. She's going to talk about it. And she doesn't care what they think. And they continue to say this lady to still be a friend. I just want y'all to make it make sense. How is it that this lady can literally come for your marriage, come for your what you look like, come for your money, come for your husband, and she doesn't get kicked off the island, but Quad does? Just make it make sense. Y'all could just say we don't like Quad, because that's really what it is. It isn't about you thinking this lady gives a shit about y'all. It's not. It's not. Because we definitely know Heavenly doesn't. And yet y'all sit and invite her to everything. So miss me with the BS. Back to Dr. Heavenly. So like I said, Sweet Tea went on Twitter. And she basically said Dr. Heavenly isn't respected in the medical community. Shots fired. And we know that Dr. Heavenly is going to load her rifle and shoot back. So she responded, Dr. Heavenly responded, and she said, Dr. G is not respected in the medical community, and that's real talk. Dr. Heavenly's response was directed at Dr. G, the psychiatrist, Sweet Tea's husband. And she claims that she did it. She's shooting at him because they're lying on her, so she's going to tell the truth about him. And also because Sweet Tea has nothing to lose. So Dr. Heavenly continuously is berating this lady. I'm not going to fight with you over this, whatever. I'm gonna hit y'all in the pockets. I'm going to destroy this man's career who hasn't done anything to you, Dr. Heavenly. Can you imagine the fallout that Dr. Heavenly would have? The people she would try to end and dead on sight if someone dare said any of the things she tweeted about Dr. G, about Dr. Damon. She would have zero understanding. None. There wouldn't have been no justification of anything. There wouldn't have been no, she came at me. Heavenly from day one has been, I don't talk to me, talk to my husband. Don't talk to me about it. Talk to my husband about it. So shouldn't Dr. Damon be talking to Dr. Eugene? I mean, not Dr. Eugene, Dr. G about it and not you? But you know, Dr. Heavenly, that Dr. Damon isn't going to do that. That's just not, at least from what they've shown us on television, that's not his way. He's not going to be that way. And therefore, she wouldn't have been able to get what she wants, which is to embarrass Dr. G and Sweet Tea and try to ruin whatever credibility that either of them have. It's just savage. And Dr. Heavenly girl, like I said, I like you on Carlos King's show, but I don't know if you realize it's a very one-sided conversation on that show. You give you give Carlos King all the tea, and he gives you almost nothing. Nearly nothing. And that man is not your friend. He's no one's friend. He pretends, but he's not your friend. He loves all the girls. He's lying. He don't love none of them girls. He loves a paycheck. That's what that is. That don't have nothing to do with his care for you, or he doesn't care. So like I said, Dr. Heavenly responds by tweeting, Dr. G is not respected in the healthcare community, and that's real talk. Her first tweet, I feel like she took it down. But as anything on the internet, when she put it there, somebody snapped it, they then videoed it, screenshot it, and it's there for life. So stop putting stuff on the internet that I can't. Because again, you talking about this little girl this whole time and you still doing dumb shit. Reckless. All these people with all these degrees and they so smart and they still doing dumb shit. Tell me why dumb stuff. How are you friends, Dr. Heavenly? Come to the front. How are you friends with Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie and their practices center around women's health and childbearing women and all of that, helping them through the surrogacy process and knowing that it's difficult for some women to ever get pregnant and impossible, including your friend, Dr. Jackie, right? She said she's infertile, or she said someone was infertile. Buffy, I think. I think Dr. Jackie couldn't have babies because of her cancer or something like that. I think she had breast cancer, and so that's why. But this is the thing, Heavenly. When you think you're getting on TV or whatever, Twitter, social media, and talking about this lady's inability to have a baby because she has endometriosis and this, that, and the third, and talking about your mom has a better chance of having a baby than she does, how do you say that to someone? One, it's reckless and it's effed up in every sense of the word. Be clear. It's below the belt. It's beyond below the belt. And it's hurtful, and it's lifelong hurt. Because she may never have a baby. You can't take those words back. But my point is, how do you even open your mouth to say those type of things when your bestie, Dr. Jackie, is in the same boat Sweet Tea is in terms of not being able to have a baby? Are you not thinking about that impacts her too? Even though she ain't said anything to you, it's hurtful. And how you have zero regard is just beyond. It's beyond. People were dragging Candace because she talked about Giselle's dwindling uterus. And it's savage. You shouldn't say things like that, especially if you haven't had a baby or if you want to have a baby. Karma does not have a due date. It will come back and slap you in the face. It may not come through you, Dr. Heavenly, because like you said, you didn't have your kids. It may come through your daughter. I don't in any way hope that happens for her. I'm just saying you have to be careful with what you put out into the world. It's going to come back to you. It may not come directly to you. Just like how you're trying to do this whole thing where I'm not going to shoot shots directly at Sweet Tea. I'm going to shoot them at her husband. That's karma coming back to hit somebody. It doesn't have to hit you, Dr. Heavenly. It could hit your kids. It could hit other extended family members. It could hit anybody. And not only that, when you say things like that, what about all the women in the world? And you're a woman that suffer from, infertility, girl. Like, it's so asinine. So, like I said, the first thing she said when she did the hashtags, she said hashtag abuser. These are heavy accusations. I'm about to call my lawyer and get my team of lawyers to send you not only a cease and desist, but a big ass lawsuit for defamation. Yep. So she says he's an abuser. She says he's controlling. She says that he's pinky size. Gutter low. But Dr. Heavenly she can't see anything that she does is wrong. It's very narcissistic. She feels like everything she does to other people is justified because it happened. I should be able to say it. I'm just talking about what happened. Reckless. How you can sit around and talk about how smart you are and how educated you are, and yet you sit around and do dumb shit all the time. Middle school, 12-year-old bullshit that you do on a regular with zero regard for how this impacts others. We ain't just talking about the people in your circle. Everybody. The reckless things that you say, girl, it's asinine. But she also says, she uses that word petty, nail file, if you catch my drift, to describe Dr. G on Twitter. It's never going away. It's never going away. It's beyond reckless. It's akin, in my opinion, to Portia and Phaedra saying that Candy wanted to R Portia. They wanted to drug her and then R her. When you say someone's a petty nail file, you can't take stuff like that back. It's out there forever. And this man is a whole psychiatrist. You can't have that in your background and have your clients be children. So you coming at this man's practice because you keep saying, you're so dismissive. You keep saying to Sweet Tea, I can't come for you because you ain't got nothing to lose, so I'm going to come for your husband. You would have zero understanding, Dr. Heavenly, if Sweet Tea decided to say the same exact thing. I can't come for Dr. Heavenly. I'm going to come for Damon because he has something to lose. You would have zero understanding. If that happened, Dr. Heavenly would certainly be in cell block C for trying to unalive Sweet Tea. She would be trying to get that lady fired. Listen, it would be on and popping. And it's just beyond me that she doesn't even see it. How do you sit there? But, it's a lot of them. Dr. Jackie's one of them. You sit there and you claim you have all this prestige and you're a doctor and out here fighting a good fight for women, and yet you're destroying the women in your circle. You go to the woman that y'all supposedly helped get on the show to her house and tell her that her decorum is terrible and his ex-wife, y'all's friend, had much better taste. You go online and do a whole video about how black women exaggerate their pain and just want to get out of work and just maligning your own people. It's beyond reckless. And then you don't even want to apologize about it. Neither one of y'all. So, you know what? Y'all are a match made in heaven. But as long as I'm just kind of like, how is it that Dr. Jackie is friends with this lady? I really do believe they're the same people at this point. One is covert and one is overt. Oh, and let me be clear. Everything on Chanel's reality is alleged. It is all alleged and or, in my opinion, based on what I'm shown on Bravo, on the internet, and whatever else. It's all alleged, and it's my opinion of your terrible or these people's terrible behavior. It's subjective, but it's for entertainment purposes. Okay? Okay. So, again, continuously saying this lady has nothing to lose, undermining her work, is just savage. It's the most elitist thing you can probably say to someone. You don't have nothing to lose. So they have no value. Dr. Heavenly. That's what you're selling this 30-something-year-old grown woman. She doesn't have any value whatsoever because she has nothing to lose. How'd you feel if someone said that to someone in your family that you love? Someone you raised to be a good, decent human being. Someone who, was in the military, putting their life on the line for us or for you. That's how you... She don't have no respect for nobody, so I'm not shocked. It's just so reckless. When are y'all gonna get rid of her? Andy. She gonna be the first one Andy talking about. Yeah, Andy tried to give me some of that cocaine. That one lady. What was that lady name with the red hair? She said, my life on the D-list. Oh, what's her something Kathy Griffin said about Andy? Now, I don't know if that's true, but she sure did say a few times that, he in there playing in the snow. And if you played in the snow, Andy Cohen with Heavenly in sight, she coming for you. Try to fire her, not. She coming for you. Just saying. Heavenly, girl. Like I said, you're entertaining to watch, especially on the little thing you guys do with the pretend recap where Carlos just basically comes and asks you all the things about the show and gets all the tea and gives almost nothing in return. Yeah, that I need you to implement. I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else. Implement your Miranda rights. Shut the hell up. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. Girl. Oh my God. I can't. I'm going to say this too. I think that if you're going to claim that this man is a petty nail file, those are heavy allegations. And they don't go away. Once you said it, like I said, someone's captured it. Once you put it in print, someone's captured it. You better be sure. You better have some evidence to prove that what you're saying is accurate. Because I know she's going to say, no, this is what I was told. I was just repeating what I was told. This is what I was told. You can't repeat things that you're told that can damage someone's whole livelihood, Heavenly, Dr. Heavenly, without some sort of recourse. You can't. There's a big difference between saying your dentist practice isn't revered or respected and someone does things allegedly to little kids. Saying that means this man is involved in criminal behavior with minors who cannot give consent. That's what you're putting out into the world, Dr. Heavenly? As if it's the same as Sweet Tea saying that you're not respected. That's my opinion. I don't think you're respected. It can't be your opinion when you're talking about claiming and saying out of your mouth that this man, her husband, Sweet Tea's husband, is doing things or involved in illegal criminal activity with kids or children, people who cannot consent. That's what you said about that man. That's what you posted. Those things are illegal. Saying that you're not respected, that is not that's not defamation. That's someone's opinion. It can't be your opinion that someone is SAing people or Ring people or doing something to kids. That can't just be your opinion. You need facts. FACTS. Strong ones. If you're going to play that game, just line everybody up, girl. Line everybody up. Because I'm about to sue your edges off. Okay? That's what I'm doing. Yep. You and Daddy gonna have to move somewhere else. It's just asinine. And the fact that she hasn't apologized is beyond. Yeah, the last thing I put on here, I feel like that's one of those things that's unforgivable because it is going to be attached to that man's life, to his name for the remainder of his life. And it doesn't have to be true because people don't give about the truth at all. They care about sensationalism, likes and clicks, and Twitter followers and whatnot. That's what they care about. They do not care about this man's reputation. Now, I'm not here saying that he isn't any of those things. I don't know any of that to be true. And maybe someone did tell, because if you let Dr. Heavenly tell it, this information she got from his ex-wife, Clyde. And all Clyde needs to do is say, I never said that, unless you got it on tape. Your word against hers, sis. You just don't want that type of karma in your life. It's reckless and unnecessary. There's ways to handle things as adults. You can't be the pot and the kettle and then trying to tell this lady that she needs to grow up and she's immature and she's a little girl and all of these things when you're acting like no one taught you anything, just barbaric in the way that you respond to what she said about you. You have every right to defend yourself, defend your practice, defend your name, all of those things. But I do think there is a line in the sand, and it's one thing to dance on the line. You have, listen, completely stepped over it. You're in a whole nother hemisphere of just wrong. And I don't have anyone's back. I don't know Sweet Tea from a can of paint. I don't know Dr. G. I don't know any of these people. But Heavenly does demonstrate a lack of compassion, a lack of empathy, a lack of caring about how what she says and does impacts other people's lives. I just can't understand it. And that's why I say it feels very narcissistic to me. Because narcissists and sociopaths, they don't care about their actions and what is done to them. They only care about whatever other people's actions do to them. To the narcissist. To the sociopath. They only care about their feelings. They don't care about how they've hurt other people. That's not even a consideration for them. Because as far as they're concerned, she did something to me first. They can never take responsibility for what they did. They can't just sit there and say, you know what? I made a terrible decision and I apologize. I should have never done that. That's never going to come out of Heavenly's mouth. Unless there's some sort of jail time or a whole bunch of money attached to her not agreeing to apologize and take back what she said. Girl, I need you to get a clue. Your children are watching you, Dr. Heavenly. You're supposed to be their example, sis. This is the example. Being heartless and treacherous, reckless. Anyway, guys, like the video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you think Dr. Heavenly is well within her rights to shoot shots back at, you know, Dr. G, even though he hasn't really done anything to her? It's his wife that's doing something. Do you think it's fair? Do you think Heavenly should stay on this show after calling that man something that has no merit, at least at this point, unless they have some sort of proof of it? Do you think she's mature? Do you think she cares? Do you think she went too far? Do you think Sweet Tea went too far? Do you think Sweet Tea is getting what she gave? The thing about this life, listen, the tables are always going to turn, and they're going to turn in your direction. Everybody sits down at that table. It's coming. So hopefully, Dr. Heavenly, you're prepared to lose everything, especially since she says she doesn't have anything to lose. You can lose everything just because you're not thinking about what you're saying and the impact that it has on other people's lives and livelihoods. I want you to wake up. Like, wake the hell up. You're not God. You're not some supreme being that is faultless. Anyway, like the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Have a good day. Bye.